Listen, kid. There are two things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, and the other is Godzilla.
Godzilla Final Wars. Oh man, how do I even begin to talk about this batshit crazy ass movie? Well, for the movie that was made for the 50th anniversary of Godzilla and was also meant to be the last Godzilla movie ever, Toho really went all out to make this a total blast. This is seriously one of the most craziest Godzilla movies out there. I guess I should start with the plot? The movie takes place in its own timeline, and its own futuristic setting. Continuity doesn't matter when it comes to this movie, so just sit back and enjoy the monster flick. The plot involves a group called the Earth Defense Force who successfully trap Godzilla in ice in Antarctica. Several years go by and out of nowhere, a group of monsters start attacking the world in multiple different locations. That is, until an alien force comes down to Earth to rid all the monsters by abducting every single one of them. The Earthlings try to make peace with the alien race, but it appears the aliens are here to annihilate the entire planet, and have taken over the minds of every single monster in order to have them destroy the world. All hope seems lost, but one last group in the Defense Force scrounges up a nearby spaceship and head to Antarctica. Why? Well, there's only one being on this planet that can stand a chance against every monster on Earth, which is Godzilla, who gets unfrozen about 1 hour into the movie, and you finally get your money's worth. What follows are some of the best monster fights ever put into a Godzilla movie. They're so damn fun. We're also greeted to a few familiar faces. Anguirus is finally here after a 3-decade absence from the movies. They also brought back Rodan, Mothra, not to mention her fairies are played by the same actresses from Tokyo SOS. The mantis monster Kamacuras, Kumonga the spider, Godzilla's son Minya appears and has its own subplot that doesn't necessarily go anywhere. We also have King Caesar. Seriously? He only ever appeared in one movie, and here he is finally back 3 decades later, just like Anguirus. Plus Ebra makes an appearance and Hedorah has a brief cameo. They even brought back Gigan, one of the classic Godzilla monsters, and he looks absolutely badass. He gets 2 forms in this movie, first with the regular hook hands, and later he gets modified to have chainsaw hands. Holy shit. Whoever was in charge of designing Gigan for this movie must have seriously loved Gigan. Guess while I'm at it, Godzilla's design. He looks phenomenal in this movie. The suit was dubbed Final Goji, and I love this suit design so much, it's in my top 5. God, just look at those biceps, and his ankles look so buff. This is probably the buffest Godzilla has ever looked in a movie. Fun fact, this suit was used for when Godzilla got his long-awaited star on the Hollywood Walk during the premiere of Final Wars in November 2004. That's pretty neat. Also, I love how Zilla is just a shitty CGI monster. That's hilarious. Anyways, while the monster fighting is going on, the humans fight off the aliens in these heavily CGI Star Wars looking sequences. They're pretty crazy. All the CGI effects in this movie are insane, but we still get to see the monsters in their rubber suit forms. This is one of the last Toho movies to use rubber suit monsters before switching over to CGI, so this is pretty valuable stuff to witness. Anyways, the human characters head inside the mothership and we get a bunch of kung fu fights. Yeah, the humans get some fighting action too. It's insanely well choreographed and it's obscenely entertaining. There isn't too much of it though. During this, we're introduced to a new monster, Monster X. Bland name, but a pretty unique looking monster, who puts up a pretty good fight against Godzilla. Mothra is sent to help, but Gigan gets set loose to take care of her and help Monster X beat up Godzilla. Then Mothra comes back, sacrifices herself by killing Gigan, then it's just Godzilla and Monster X, who transforms into Ghidorah. Alrighty then. Being honest, this movie was so insane up to this point, I was wondering when Ghidorah was gonna show up. Godzilla defeats Ghidorah, and that's basically where it ends. Yeah, Godzilla reunites with Minya, and both of them head back to the sea. Crazy how in what was meant to be the last Godzilla movie, they didn't kill off Godzilla. Then again, they already did that for Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, so I guess they figured there was no way they were gonna top that. And that was Godzilla Final Wars. Like I said, it's a crazy ass movie with such a crazy plot and fun monster fights. But I do think there are some issues that really keep me from 100% loving this movie. For starters, the human story kinda takes up a bit too much of the movie. I get that they needed to have a story, otherwise the movie wouldn't exist, but at a 2-hour length, I feel like 30 minutes could have been cut from the movie. That's my main problem with the movie. It is a blast, but it overstays its welcome in a lot of areas. Though, apart from that, I do think when the movie is entertaining, it is a hell of a flick to watch. My favorite scenes are just the bits where Godzilla is just walking around minding his own business, and the aliens keep sending down monsters for him to fight. I love how the fight with Zilla barely lasted 10 seconds. That's so amazingly hilarious. I love the little montage of Godzilla fighting Kumonga and Kamacuras, but my absolute favorite scene in the movie has to be the 4-monster rumble. Godzilla fights off Anguirus, King Caesar, and Rodan all on his own. This fight scene is so well done. Whenever I return to Final Wars, I always make sure I watch this full fight. This has nothing to do with anything, but I like the bit with the two guys in Antarctica watching over Godzilla. The comedy here always gets me to laugh. It's also way funnier that the second Godzilla is set free, he just kills these two for no real reason. I'm guessing he was just pissed off after being frozen for so long. The finale is where the movie truly shines with all the humans fighting mixed with the monster fights. It's the one part of the movie I wish came sooner because these scenes are so entertaining. And like I mentioned, the movie really could have used more of them if it was gonna justify being 2 goddamn hours long. The fight with Ghidorah is also great. I love that they put Godzilla's greatest adversary in his final movie for one final rumble with the two kings. It's always satisfying seeing Godzilla overpower Ghidorah and completely annihilate that sumbitch. Overall, Godzilla Final Wars is pretty goddamn fun. It may be too long for my liking, but the best parts of this movie definitely outweigh the bad. The soundtrack is also something I think highlights the movie. It has a very unique style to it, and it really fits the world of Final Wars insanely well. Love hearing the electric guitar mixed with the orchestral pieces. It's always fun. Godzilla Final Wars is a fun kaiju movie with entertaining monster fights, a decent human story, a solid soundtrack, and again, it's just overall good fun. It even has my favorite Godzilla roar. Yay! So while Final Wars made huge press back when it was released, it actually bombed pretty hard at the box office, grossing just $12 million against a near $20 million budget. While it is sad that the last Godzilla movie croaked so hard at the box office, it was for the better since this would end up making it the last Godzilla movie for 12 years, truly making this the last Godzilla movie for its time. And that was pretty much the entirety of Godzilla's filmography, all covered by me. Wow. I honestly didn't think I was able to do it, but I finally did it. I made reviews on every single Godzilla movie in the original series, and finally closed off the Millennium era of films. Apologies that this review took so long to get out. I'm not very good at staying consistent. Well, this means there are just 3 more movies to look at until the release of Godzilla vs. Kong in 2020. Those might come out soonish, maybe. They're all probably going to be shorter reviews than usual, but I'll still try to make each of them a decent enough length. For now, thanks for watching my Godzilla reviews if you've caught up at this point. If not, then good luck. I'll see you all in the next review, and thanks for watching.